Dude. Gotcha. Using other forms of enhancements is considered cheating. It's really not my fault. Also, why are we doing this? I've been looking into new forms of training. I consider this one of my psychological skill trainings. It's for a tournament I'm entering for this game. Psychological? Yeah, I've been seeing players in this game mental fortitude crack at the sheer idea of losing, whether it's something to lose or not. It reminds me much of a battlefield. Hopefully with enough practice, you win your upcoming battles. A soldier never falls.
NL, Punk, 25 points for Flight Quest.
Wow, that was really who you put me up against in the first round? A soldier? Trash. Your inputs are made from anime fighters. Garbage. I can't believe they put a scrub like you against me in pools. How you be doing precise inputs made for you, but you can't even do an actual match against? How many medals you got? How many awards you won? See, that's all that mental trauma in your head. You can't beat me. This has gotta be the saddest excuse of a performance I've ever seen. You can go home, but good games.
Hello, my beautiful subscribers. You thought you would never see me again, didn't you? Well, too bad! I'm alive!
And welcome back to another video. I very much had a lot of fun in February diving into Zenless and talking about its lore. In fact, I like getting into online discussions regarding the game's world and story. I find it a relaxing, brain blast, engaging kind of engagement I encourage others getting into, even by a small amount, with how Zenless's two big things are going for it is its combat and presentation. Never be afraid to step into the unknown. For those who are unfamiliar as to how this works, I will be briefly going over some characters I have personally chose for this video to talk about. Basically detailing who are the best and what the best can do. This makes it sound like this is a series. Do you guys want this to be a series? If you guys want whatever this is, be sure to share this around. Now with that's out of the way, let's go to our first agent.
You're the only one in this world who can capture it.
Have you guys been annoyed that I've basically almost covered the entirety of this faction? This is Tsukishiro Yanagi, who is the deputy chief of Section 6. With this title drop alone, you expect her to be on top of her shit, always. And best you believe, she does not disappoint. Yanagi takes responsibility of looking after these three stooges. Section 6, as tight and compact as they are as a fighting team from the outside, they kind of are how you imagine what a sitcom family would be like from the inside. Like, Miyabi may be the best at what she does, but she's a complete airhead. Harumasa is a sleeper, and Tokaka just has the attention span of a kid. This can sometimes cause disarray when it comes to their scheduling. Yanagi would express on how frustrating it is to get a hold of Miyabi since she would just not attend the meetings that she had planned in advance. I find that rather endearing. Like, having to assemble such a nuclear group like that could frustrate just about anybody who has zero patience. I find the way that she's able to carry all this workload and able to crack down the situation almost effortlessly is charming. Before I start going into more detail as to who Yanagi is, I would like to confess. When Yanagi first appeared in the story before she was playable, when we knew very few details about her, I really didn't care about Yanagi. When I saw her showcased as a new playable character, I was kind of like,
You are gay!
But it was until more lore dropped regarding her in the showcase, my heart swayed on how I felt about her. Before Yanagi was Section 6's deputy chief, she was a member of New Eridu's Defense Force Obsidian Division. Now pay attention because this name will come back later. Around this time, New Eridu didn't give Ani citizenship, which came the result of forming a rebellion group with the goal to gain citizenship in New Eridu. During this fight, they both reached to a breaking point. Hundreds of people died during this war just to get a clear answer whether an Ani should or should not be given citizenship. The idea of this was something Yanagi had to bear during this mission. She was tasked to kill the Hancho rebellion leader to end the war efficiently. During her travel, she met Sokaku, who I was guessing trotting around the same area where a non-communicated missile strike was. We found her out in the battlefield with her own team. I think we should kill her! Man, nigga, shut up. We need her alive. Stop being so brash or I'ma smack the blue out of you. What's good? You're being held hostage until I can figure out what we're gonna do with you. I'm just a soldier. Silence! You're not granted permission to speak. Our race lost good people because of you. What the? Sokaku, come back here! Yo, sister, check this out. Sister, check this out. The pink one gave me a Jersey Mike's coupon after she saw me. Wait, y'all got Jersey Mike's in the area? Who doesn't? It's a food chain. We closed all of our safe resources during this war! But you did bring back a coupon from a food chain that died out in our wasteland, but... Wait, I have a request that can bring some of those back up, but... I trust you to trust me. On that day, Yanagi had made a promise to protect the Ani people. With Sokaku's sister's death, the war finally reached its conclusion, and both had attempted to assist each other's tragedies. In relation to Sokaku's sister's death, the promise Yanagi had made was co-signed with her life. She infused her Ani blood into Yanagi, making her a Tengu to become the new Ani guardian. Now, the cause of this wasn't that she had a big nose or a change in physical appearance or anything like that. It's that her vision is slowly deteriorating, which is why she now wears glasses. This, however, gave her superhuman strength, speed, and whatever boosted traits Ani's would have. With having Ani blood infused with her, I feel like what really tops things off with this brute is her custom-made weapon that was made by hand. Ethereal Naginata, Urosuki. There's a lot to jump into regarding this weapon. In terms of appearance, it's based off real-life Naginatas. To my curiosity, I looked up what the word Naginata, mowing down or reaping sword? And Urosuki, according to Yume Nikki, means the Prowler. Whatever hand was cooking up, they were trying to muster up the most inhumane name for a weapon like this to be called. It makes me wonder if they had this idea for other weapons that they made in the Hands workshop. Okay, so we just finished crafting our latest invention, and we ran through the test results.
Okay, what does it do?
Well, these gauntlets can generate modified ether for traveling in natural ether for destruction.
That's an amazing breakthrough for our research. What do you want to name it?
Etamaha Ethereal Zestrul.
What does that even mean?
Ether Maker. Ethereal Destruction.
Dude.
I haven't even begun to mention the thing that shines about Yanagi's weapon. It's the fact that it's ether charged. In the Hand Weapon Workshop from a special lightweight ether alloy. This custom weapon's ability, from my inspection, is that it's an enhanced time dilator that gives Yanagi an access point to incredible speeds. As fast as lightning. Just look! She thinks that she's playing Sonic Adventure 2. Time stop! Damn! It just fucking blows my mind on how cool this character is. It was the first time that a Zenless character that had unmoved me and moved me within the same year of her existing. I owe you an apology. I was not familiar with your game.
You are all very skilled. It's no wonder you are able to walk around the building unhindered. But please, stop there.
Let me introduce you to the GOAT, or in this case, the wolf. This here is Von Lycon, who is the leader of Victoria Housekeeping. I will tell you right now that this guy here is a classic man. You can be mean when you look this clean, he's a classic man. There are many ways to describe Von Lycon in one word. Elegant, composed, swaggy, a beast. Prior to Von Lycon being the leader of Victoria Housekeeping, he was a part of a rogue group called Mockingbird. After he had left Harding, I'm not sure if it was associated with his departure or something completely unrelated, but this dude is missing an eye and legs. What the fuck is happening in the streets and gangs in New Eridu that got you to look like that? Damn! The fact that this nigga walked that shit off and got stronger after that shit blows my fucking mind. He really put a whole new twist in whatever kills you makes you stronger. It's even crazier with his get back against his biggest op, Hugo, that he had grown close to being and eventually hate his guts so much he put a hole through his chest. Goes to show that nigga has always been holding back. I think when I saw this first guy ever appeared, I didn't think Wow, I wonder how many furries would fuck with him. But with how many skulls that he could crush with those absurd prosthetic legs that he uses. Excuse me? There is no question whether or not this nigga is still alive or not. His head just split open like a watermelon. He just did a Mortal Kombat X-ray just for fun. And oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
After he breaks this dude's back, he proceeds to give this guy the most absurd, brutal beatdown.
My liege. On the day of revelation, during the embers of the waning moon, that is when your karmic retribution shall strike. You can't get it, Mockingbird. Allow me to give you a warning. Never say that name again, or else no one will be able to save you.
There goes without saying that this guy is definitely dead. Never to be seen, heard of, or mentioned in the story ever again. And this isn't a one-time thing either. He does this shit to all of his opponents. It doesn't matter whether you're an ethereal, a human, a Thyran, or a robot. It doesn't fucking matter. Just look! All he does is fish for hype moments and aura. The way he just embarrasses his enemies time and time again. He just keeps on making the shots! And he's just holding back? What the fuck? Von Lycon, you are without a doubt the swaggiest character in all of Zenless. Hands down.
The wind. It's shifting.
I won't fall for your distractions so easily. What?
I will surpass you.
Trigger serves in Obel Squad, a group that is under the command of New Eridu's Defense Force, Obsidian Division. You see, this is the name I was talking about, so lock in with me here. Trigger, before re-entering the Defense Force, yes, I say re-entering because there's gonna be spoilers about the newest update. She was a part of Liar Squad in the Chrysabel Division. Her teammates, Archron, Styx, Lethe, Coctis, and their leader, Charon. They were a tight group. That is until what is described to be one of the most tragic events that happened in Zenless. The fall of the old capital. Hollow Zero is the biggest and most dangerous hollow, and it is mostly responsible for the destruction of Eridu. During that, Trigger's squad was deployed to handle the situation. The situation was not handled. Trigger was blinded and was conditioned with ether corruption. This disability became a superpower of sorts, being able to sense the ether flow around the environment. Someone that's blind and uses their radar sense to get a feel for the environment. Oh, wait a minute! I had already mentioned the similarities between the two, but calm the fuck on, y'all. This is straight up Zenless's Daredevil. Trigger already being a sharpshooter in addition to ether sense has already made her an absolute marksman. No question. She just be never missing her shots. Her weapon, Phlegathon, is a military electric sniper rifle that can act as a sniper, assault rifle, pistol, and a melee weapon. With other Zenless characters I've talked about, you may think, oh, well, that doesn't sound too crazy, dog, but it's not about the weapon. It's about how she uses the trigger. Trigger is constantly finessing her enemies with it. It's just relentless bloodshed. They're not alive. She thinks that she's in a Michael Bay movie with the way that she is moving. And she's been doing all this before Obel? Nah. Been that nigga, still that nigga, will always be that nigga. Something I would like to mention is the name of her fallen teammates who was killed by the mama one? Now, I'm not sure if you know a thing or two about Dante's Inferno, but those are the 5 rivers of the underworld. In Trigger's story, it's shown that she has survivor skills and tries to make up for a reason with her condition. Her ultimate is called Underworld Requiem. Her ultimate is describing on how she had brought her friends to hell, as she is the only survivor in her group. She is a broken soldier looking for answers with the pain she was gifted for answers while seeing ghosts. When she finally found her answer, she comes back to the Defense Force under Obel. What on earth did this story fucking do to make a character so broken and yet so poetic? I think that this is by far one of the best stories they had offered and one of the best stories they had dropped for Zenless. What they had done to make Trigger an absolute demon is just insane. Alright, now that what the
Control to Soldier 11. Make sure you retrieve the target item. Do you copy? I repeat, do you copy?
Soldier 11, copy that.
Here we have Soldier 11, who's also a part of the same division as Trigger, Oboe Squad. Now, I'm not gonna lie y'all, before I'd even wrote the script out for this video, I was gonna sign off and saying how Oyo tried to make her look so tough in the promotional stuff. But when you do play her, she has got to be the least swaggiest character in the whole game. I genuinely thought that it was going to be a snooze fest until I realized that she smacked the fuck out of me. So that was when I had to lock in. So I did some research, and when I tell you she isn't as much as a lame ass nigga as you were led to be, your thoughts may change up. Now let me explain. Now this revolves around her agent story, Mole with a Hole, where you're introduced to her. When you first meet her, she questions her loyalty to you, put innocent lives in danger to meet her ends. She's desensitized to combat, which makes her ruthless. Now, I'm not saying that she could be a war criminal, but with her complex relationship in the military and her past making her a morally great character, she isn't a bad person per se, but not much of a good person either. After I was enlightened, I felt newfound respect for this character. Mabel shingle dangle dangle a single sangle. Well, that's all I got for today. So now I have to wrap things up. See you next video. Bye bye.
You so busy worrying about all the things you can't do.